So guys, I was scrolling through YouTube and I literally just saw this video appear on my feed. It was talking about how to network in the music industry, oddly specific. So I haven't watched it before, but let's watch it. I'll give my reaction in real time. I want to just take it from there for real. I was interested. Like, you got this character over here. It's like a faceless page, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, let's see.
Try giving me a chance, and he'd be like, okay, let's see what we can do with you. Just a chance like that is something a lot of artists would probably kill or die for, because it could be your big break. You never know. You never know with these things. Any connection you make in the world could lead you to opportunities that you don't have without having that connection. And so today, I'm going to dive deep into autistic level of detail on how to actually move through the music business in terms of people.
I wonder who's behind this account, because sometimes people give advice on things that they don't necessarily know. So I hope that it's someone that has some sort of experience in the industry and or has been around it or studied it like to a very, very, very intricate level. So I hope he gives solid advice there.
And how to actually network with those people to gain access to these open doors, to gain access to these opportunities. I got this whole ass blueprint, which we're going to take a look at, a very close look at, because y'all seem to enjoy the last long video I made about styling. And I'm going to make more of these. If you say you like something, I'm just going to make more of that. So here's one about networking. You can see here, Nipsey Hussle and Jay-Z, they had.
Let me take a look at this guy's page. Okay, cool. So this guy, oh, this is what he looks like. Okay, cool. Fair. So I feel like he does breakdowns on rollouts and stuff like that. So similar to basically what I do. That's interesting. Let's see. It's very interesting type of content just based off like the thumbnails and stuff like that. So let us see, man. I feel like this formula made a lot of sense, but then when he like, I don't understand prop money. Like, that don't make any sense in my head. But let's see, bro. Let's see what this guy has to say.
They had a pretty interesting professional relationship with a bass writer or want to climb the music industry. Very your music friends that share your interest and share your profession. Because if you think about it like this, it becomes just generally much easier. But obviously, there's more to it. So I think we're pretty good to dive into it and start actually looking. And the first and most important thing is that you're a nobody. The music industry, the music business, just in general, is very insular. There's a group of people that are in, and then everybody else is out.
Yeah, that's fun.
And it can be really hard to permeate your way in because you're an outsider, and generally outsiders don't know much about the music industry. It very much sticks to itself. The people in it very much only talk to each other, and they don't really talk to anyone else.
No, that's facts. I mean, it's pretty basic knowledge, but it's facts. At the end of the day, in the music game is very, how can I say, it's very cliquey. So people have people that they mess with, people have people that of course they don't mess with. If one guy won't mess with the other guy, then it's a bit long. Like, do you know what I mean? It's always been that way anyways. I feel like I've been able to kind of cut through in a way where I don't necessarily pick sides like that, unless, you know, especially when it comes to the gang stuff, man. I'm here for music, I'm not here for gangs and all that stuff anyways. But it's facts, you know what I mean? You got people don't really like people that are too vocal. So even me creating content like this is technically speaking a big no, but I want to help the next generation more than I care about getting, you know, likes and approval from, you know, industry heads and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's very, very cliquey. You're gonna get a lot of people that are not gonna really invite you to places. They're not really going to take you in, etc., until everyone else gives them the green light and says, yo, this is the next person, this is the truth. You know what I'm saying? So bear that in mind. And also, it's just like any other industry. Let's be very, very real. Like, you're not going to get the ratings and the accolades that you feel like you should deserve without putting any work in or getting a recommendation from someone that is notable within the industry and then being put on, you know? So it's simple, man.
It's an interesting thing because a lot of people I see on the channel, obviously I try to aim and target people who understand something about the music business because I'm trying to give you like advanced and more detailed knowledge. But still, a lot of people come through and I see that they have no idea how the music business works at all. And
That's
that's
true.
because the industry doesn't reveal any of its secrets. It stays hidden.
That's true.
It hides itself, and it kind of exists in layers, like an onion. So it's not a thing, it's not a matter of, okay, you're out and you're in. No, you have to make it through each layer. And there are ways to do it that are easy and natural and that will make sense to you as I explain them. So the first thing you need to remember is that yes, you're a nobody, you're an outsider. That doesn't mean you'll get treated poorly per se. That doesn't mean people hate you and they don't want you. But it does mean that they'll be kind of wary of you at the start because a lot of artists, yeah, I'm just gonna jump ahead real quick. This is your average A&R, right? And this is your average artists all trying to reach out to the A&R, and the A&R is like fucking sick of it just because they get so many requests of people trying to look for a chance, of people trying to get the A&R to play their mixtape. You know, the A&R is like, oh my God, I'm so fucking sick of this. So if you're just another nobody that emails an A&R like, yo, please check out my music, obviously they're gonna fucking ignore you.
No, it's facts.
They just get too many of these requests.
It's facts.
And
I think I gave advice to one guy. He was trying to reach out to some producers, and yeah, a producer that I'd worked with, I'm actually close with, and he's obviously an industry guy. And I saw him make like a TikTok video about how it was day 3 out of 365 or something like that, trying to get into the industry. Something along those lines, them type of story, whatever. Unfortunately, in the music game, content like that and some of the things he was saying in the video as well is not cool. Do you know what I mean? Like, people do not rate anything that they don't see as cool. You know, it's just the game that we're in, especially when you're in the hip hop type of niche or you're in the urban type of niches. It's one of those things where if you don't have some sort of steez or some sort of finesse about you, some mystery as well, people aren't really going to take you in at all. So when you are coming into the game and you're trying to navigate the game, I would even recommend that, yeah, it's good to network with other people, but the biggest thing you need to do is focus on yourself and make sure you're building yourself up, building buzz around yourself. And trust me, all of those people you're wishing to work with will come to you. I'll give you an example. When I was first coming into the game, I remember I wanted to work with absolutely all of the big producers and big artists, etc. And I would be messaging them. Like, with me, I feel no way about sliding in people's DMs that I want to work with. I feel no way, or engaging, etc. Like, even by the time I get to, you know, 1 million followers and stuff like that, God willing, I'm still gonna, you know, stay on ground and just work with whoever's cold kind of vibe. In saying that, I noticed that I wasn't getting no love or no feedback or whatever. And I started to get it because when I started having conversations with them, when I eventually met them in the end, it's like, bro, these guys are getting bombarded on their phone every single day. It's crazy. Like, it's so mad. So it's one of those ones where you got to realize that they only check for people that they see as valuable and they see as, you know, this guy's worth my while, he's worth my time. You need to make sure that you build up your own buzz, because that's what I did. I poured into, you know, 1 or 2 artists. I built them up, developed them, worked with them, networked behind the scenes, etc. I wasn't even posting on social media back then. I was networking a lot behind the scenes, trapping it out in the studio, and eventually people respected that element of me. And another thing that kind of helped me out, another thing that kind of helped me out as well was just whenever I have conversations with people, they start to realize like, yo, this guy's more than just a creative. Like, he knows his stuff. He keeps it real. So I built a brand around that type of, you know, persona, you could say. So I'll definitely say that don't beg. It's like whenever you chase a cat, what does the cat do? It runs away from you. You want to basically do attraction marketing. Be the source. Be the value, and people will come to you, I promise you.
the first thing you need to start doing as you permeate the layers of your music industry.
You see, the 3 things he already says, like, I already said it before he even said it. Build credentials, so you need to build your buzz, get in and find the right people, you know, like build with people around you. One thing that I really respect with one of the artists that I work with, I won't even mention his name, I don't think he even clocked he was doing that. He was networking across. So let's say instead of him reaching out to the artists that were ahead of him, because he knew that maybe it was hard to get a hold of whatever. He was networking with people that were in a similar kind of position as him, getting similar streams, similar numbers, similar fans, etc. And he was tap rooting through that. And through him doing that, now what's happened is that it's now become a whole movement of people coming up in that type of scene. And you got to realize that every single person that has become the biggest, they've all done the same strategy. When Kanye was coming up, he was collabing with bare people on his level. In the UK, when Dave was coming up, he was collabing with bare people on his level. You know, the likes of Jay Huss, AJ Tracy, so on and so forth. So this isn't a new trick in the book. It's just about being intentional about the people you surround yourself with, the value you're giving to them, so on and so forth. So yeah, man.
Is you need to start building professional credentials. And we're going to talk about it more, don't worry. This is just the very start.
And by the way, guys, I'm going to leave the link to this video in the description, because I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of game in here. I'm actually going to watch this video after I cut my own video and study it further, because the guy may know what he's talking about. But let's skip ahead.
And that's the right kind of person you want to be talking to by default, and it's going to be much easier. Before I tell you how to actually start penetrating, don't fucking laugh. This is an educational video. Before I tell you how to start penetrating and permeating all the different layers of the music business, producer. But in this picture, he's CEO of Rockefeller. Because he even says it himself, right? In the beginning, we went to every single label, and every single label shut their door on us.
Imagine.
Because you're a fucking nobody. You're just a Jay-Z, the rapper, the beginner. Nobody cares about you, and they shouldn't. Okay? So he said it at the start. The genius thing that we did was we didn't give up.
Never give up.
We used that what do they know approach. We didn't give up at that point. Instead, Carter, Jay-Z, Dash, and Burke, his friends, started their own label.
They built their own value.
Called Rockefeller Records.
Yeah.
Okay, so instantly, just from that, you're not coming to an A&R saying, okay, man, I need a handout. Give me a label deal. I need money. Just let me blow up, man. Just give me the one chance. And the A&R is like, oh, man, fuck off. He's now CEO of Rockefeller. And he focused on building a profitable business. He released his debut album, Reasonable Doubt. Even though the sales started slow, the album caught the attention of label executives because there were some sales. He was now CEO of a record label that was making money. And so you come to an A&R and you're like, yo, I'm CEO of Rockefeller Records. You know, we're making money. We're selling some copies, but I want to expand. Let's see if our labels can work together, and let's see if we can figure something.
It's a different value proposition. You're literally coming to B2B. Like in the business world, you got two different ways of selling to the market. We got B2C, which is business to consumer. So let's say I'm a business like Coca-Cola, for example. I would then sell my drink to someone like myself or just an individual out there. But how do businesses make a bulk of their money? They do something called B2B. So that same company, Coca-Cola, will form partnerships with other businesses. And as a result, instead of just selling to one individual and making money off of that one individual, they'll sell to, you know, a corporation. And that's the reason why you see in every single fast food chain, in every single, you know, stadium, etc., you're always going to see, you know, Coca-Cola and all of their products, Fanta, Diet Coke, Pepsi, etc. Because they've made that transaction, the corporation, the other business that they're selling to, will pay them maybe on a discounted price, but will pay them a lump sum of money, right? As a result, they will then make their own profit in their own type of way by then selling to the consumers. It's way easier doing it that way. And labels love working like that. If they see that you've built your own value, you built like maybe your own record label, you have infrastructure around you, you are already marketing, etc., you're going to get different type of deals and different type of structures to people that haven't done anything. That's the reason why you tend to see that as soon as you have a popping single and some sort of emotion behind you, that's when, you know, labels will come and throw you six-figure deals just like that. So it's not necessarily the easiest thing, but it's definitely achievable. And I don't want anyone to hear this video and be like, oh, 6 figures, a lot of money, etc. Yes, it is, but I might even create a whole separate video just breaking all that type of stuff down, where the money actually goes to, you know, paying taxes, paying your team, so on and so forth. But you have to realize that when they're throwing this money at you, labels are basically like a bank, so they have the money to basically throw. So don't let anyone bamboozle you and be like, oh yeah, I'll give you a 6-figure deal. You need to ask the right type of questions whenever they're approaching you. Like, what do you see for my artist vision? What do you, and where do you actually see me going in the foreseeable future? You need to ask whether they actually have the integrity to back you as an artist, even when the times aren't necessarily right either. Do you know what I mean? But before I digress, yeah, what he said is facts. You want to be in a position where you are a person of value. You have the value, you approach other people. When you have the value, you don't have to approach other people. People come to you. And as a result, yeah, you make a killing.
Right now, you are just an artist. And there's layers to this. You don't even want to approach A&Rs right away. A lot of people make this mistake. They're like, yo, Mr.
A&Rs today aren't like the A&Rs of before, right? What A&Rs are now looking for is literally just metrics, numbers. Is your number popping on TikTok, etc.? It's all about the fast food metrics. The A&Rs are back in the day, and you still got a handful of them, you know, out here. They will look at an artist's talent. They'll look at the artist's image. They'll look at, cool, does this person have longevity? Because as an A&R, there's two ways to basically boost yourself as an A&R, right? You're either the fast food A&R that you hop on whatever the hottest thing is and you keep on delivering to the label, and as a result you ascend in the label ladder that type of way because you've hit it with a volume strategy. Then you got the separate type of A&Rs, which I personally prefer. The ones that invest and they're like snipers. They'll look at an artist and be like, you know what? I'm going to pick maybe a handful of you and we're going to basically take it to the next level. As a result, they end up becoming the ones that have the longer careers as well, because they're trusted to have a formula to keep on making artists take off. Do you know what I mean? So I get what you're saying in terms of A&Rs, but guys, like, in my opinion, I don't think you guys should really be reaching out to A&Rs like that, man. Because if you're reaching out to an A&R, especially at the beginning stages, you probably don't know the A&Rs that you actually need. You know what I mean? That's why I keep on saying, release your music, release your content, and let them come to you. I promise you, people will find you. I was having a conversation with one of my boys the other day, and he knows Dave, right? He was like, when he had a conversation with Dave was telling him that, bro, like, Dave sees everything. Like, I'm pretty sure this guy has like 5 different burner accounts on TikTok, Instagram, something like that. And he just keeps on preying whatever's relevant. You know what I mean? So he stays on top of everything. And Drake is a similar example. When I was speaking to some of his producers, like, he stays on top of trends all the time. You feel me? So the same way artists are preying it, the same way A&Rs, labels, everyone sees everyone. Do you get it? That's why your online appearance, that's why your online appeal, it all matters. You feel me? So build your own value. That's what I keep on saying. I feel like that's going to be something I say like at least 20 times in this video.
A&R, give me a chance, take a look at me. Nah. A&Rs, they start on like level 2 of the industry. Okay, level 1 is where you want to start yourself off, because starting in level 1 makes sense. And you're going to understand why in a second. It's going to make complete sense. So the first part of layer 1 is in no particular order of like best or worst. You can start reaching out to producers. For example, this is obviously DJ Mustard. You can't just instantly reach out to DJ Mustard. He won't give a shit about you. But for example, you can have a look at NBA Youngboy. And if you sound similar to NBA Youngboy, and if you kind of maybe one day you want to work with NBA Youngboy, you can literally go on his Genius and you can see who produced for him. So here we see JB Sauced Up, Really Made, and someone else. And then you go and you look up JB Sauced Up. And JB Sauced Up actually has a YouTube channel. He posts daily vids of him.
This guy is smart. This guy is smart. You see, and the thing is, it's so basic. It's so basic, but it kind of surprises me that people don't think like this naturally. But again, everyone has their own talents and abilities and know-how, whatever. But what this guy is saying, it just this is how I personally was able to work with all of the artists that I wanted to work with, like from early. You know, I think I was like 2 or 3 years into my music career and already collected all my Infinity Stones. Unfortunately, a lot of stuff that I've produced or engineered, etc., didn't come out, hasn't come out yet. Hopefully it will, right? But I'd already worked with a lot of artists just by literally taprooting and doing this exact same strategy. Let's say, for example, I've produced for Drake and Kodak, like me and my boy have. How I was able to do that is that I taprooted from my producer partner, Knack. Knack knows a lot of people in the OVO camp because what he would do is that he would travel a lot, connect dots out there, etc. Right? And bro, Knack is like the best in the universe, like ever. When it comes to networking, being an artist, everything like that's my guy. Do you get what I'm saying? He would network with a lot of these people and keep on sending them beats and loops and stuff like that up until the point where they started noticing him. Then it got to a point where he brought me on that play. We started sending loops to a lot of Drake's producers because we knew, of course, you have the bait ones like 40, etc., but you also got the low-key ones and the mid-tier ones where not everyone's reaching out to them because maybe they don't even know that they produced for Drake, etc. We sent a lot of stuff over to them, then direct contact with people like Drake, then guess what? Boom, landed a Drake record. Do you get it? So it didn't come out, but I'll probably even edit in proof of that because no one really doubts me, but you know the internet is a mad place, so you're gonna get people be like, oh no, you didn't produce it, but it is what it is. There's actually evidence of that being the case. But besides me, it's facts. It's facts. Like doing this, you need to. I keep on saying artists are not willing to do the work. As an artist, I don't think you understand if you're cold, you're talented, you're coachable, and you wanna and you decide to grow with a producer or engineer. And you honor them as well. We're not talking about you just use them, you get to the top and you snake them, but you really honor them. You will take off. Look at, for example, Nems and Zell. Like Zell was my boy. You feel me? Zell has been producing for a very, very long time. Like I think I haven't met him. I haven't even met him in person, man. Zell, we need to link up. Not gonna lie, but we networked with each other because we had both produced for an artist at the time that was popping. Cool. So one of us reached out to each other. I think I probably reached out to him saying like, bro, you're cool, because he produced one beat for the guy. I was thinking, god damn, who's this guy, bro? Like this guy's cold. Produced for him. Then he also had a YouTube channel that was popping as well. Then eventually I remember similar to the time that Nems was starting to pop off and do his thing, etc. He was working with, I wouldn't say random producer, but working with different people. Next thing you know, him, Nems and Zell start linking up and create like a producer artist combo. Now Nems is like top 5 in my opinion, like probably top 5, top 3 or 5 within the urban space anyways in terms of artists in the UK. Because his sound is defined, his brand is defined, etc. And that all came through, again, nurturing relationships with the right type of people. As an artist, you really need to nurture a good relationship with a few key people. You need a solid producer. You need a solid engineer. You need a solid manager. You need a solid video person as well. Someone that's going to chop up your content and stuff like that. These are a few people amongst a lot of other people as well that you need in your camp, and honor them, please. Like, I'm tired of artists like just snaking their people, man. It's not good. It's not good at all. You know what I mean? I'm not for that. So honor them, please. And trust me, like with producers, engineers, videographers, etc., because they get shagged by so many people, they will actually honor you as well. Funny enough. So bear that in mind.
Him making beats. JB Sauced Up actually has a WAP community, just like myself. My WAP community is all about music marketing, and if you like my type of content, you should totally join that. But he has one to help producers learn music and learn to like land big placements. So if you wanted to connect with JB Sauced Up, you can connect with him through his YouTube. You can become a viewer and kind of like comment on his shit, try to get in touch, maybe ask for collaborations if you have a YouTube channel. You can join his WAP and learn from him and maybe like, I don't know, make a beat together. Maybe if you're a good student and he likes you, which is how networking works. If somebody likes you, I start to open doors for you because you chill. I like that.
That's the whole idea. People will only exchange value with you. They know, like, and trust you. That is the whole idea. It is so simple. Another thing as well, a lot of people in the game, they don't want to put money where their mouth is, man. Like, you want everything for free. You want to just use and take advantage of people. In my opinion, it makes no sense. Like, Now, I'll give you an example of how I've done this outside the music game and how I've done it in the music game. So outside the music game, whenever I want to build a network or relationship with someone, a lot of the time I get someone to either introduce me to that person, or by the time I've had a conversation with them, either over the net or even online, I'm most likely going to pay for one of their services. I'll give you an example. Let's say if, I don't know, I do marketing, right? So let's say if I wanted to get in touch with a marketing guru, etc., I don't mind paying for, you know, their course and their mentorship, etc., and spend thousands, by the way, in order to get into the ecosystem. All of a sudden, I'm gonna work. Work. I'm gonna put in the energy and put in the attention into the course, show up to all the weekly calls that they're doing, show up to, you know, their live Q&As, and ask the right type of questions to get their attention. Once I get their attention, all of a sudden I now exchange, you know, details, and then from doing that, guess what? Now, you know, I have them within my network. I've done that so many times, more than I can count. I've also done the exact same thing in the music game. When it comes to, you know, big producers that I worked with, for example, sometimes I'll tap through younger producers that I know to get to the bigger producer or the engineer, etc. If they're offering, you know, and there's even been cases of like some producers that I've literally paid them for their time to learn directly from them. Like, okay, cool. How do you use an EQ? How do you get this type of vocal chain? How do you do this? How do you do that? I definitely encourage that, because you're not only going to get them into your network, but you're also investing into yourself. You're investing into your own education as well. That's part of the reason why even my community is a paid community, because people only pay attention to what they pay for. Do you know what I'm saying? So bear that in mind, guys. But without further ado, I don't want to make this video too long. I'm going to leave the link to this down below, so you can literally just do your thing. I'm actually going to watch the rest of this video regardless. And then, yeah, man, we'll take it from there. By the way, guys, like I said, if you want to join the community where you get a lot of templates, you get direct access to me in terms of weekly calls and Q&As and things like that, just join the community down below. The link is in the description. And add me on IG and stuff like that. You can ask questions. I try to be as responsive as I can be. So yeah, just hit me up on there. And yeah, man, comment anything else that you guys want me to react to, and I'll make sure to create a video for it.